Hey everybody, thanks for coming and checking out my channel. If you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe. Most of you know me as Dazzling Dave, the National Yo-Yo Master, but I'm also Dave, the Scout Leader. And today I get to incorporate both of those roles in my teaching of the Scouting Yo-Yo Adventure. That's where you can earn a belt loop or a pin for the different ranks of Scouting. If you are a Wolf, Bear, Webelow, or Arrow of Light Scout, this is an elective adventure that you can do to earn and have lots of fun. Let's get started. To complete the yo-yo adventure and earn your belt loop or pin, you have to do 7 things. We have to learn about the safety behind yo-yoing and the location that you're yo-yoing in. We have to determine the correct string length for the yo-yo player because everyone's a little bit different. We have to explain why string length and location are important when learning how to yo-yo. We also have to learn how to put a string onto a yo-yo and how to put a slip knot onto your finger. We have to complete the pendulum experiment. And finally, how to wind up a yo-yo and the basic tricks. First things first, safety. When you're going to be yo-yoing, if you're outside, a great idea is to take a piece of chalk and draw a circle about the length of a yo-yo string all the way around you. That'll give you a nice wide circle. Done with sidewalk chalk, you'll know right where you're at. If you're inside, like I am, one great way to do it is just to put your arms out to the side and make sure you can't touch anything. And then think about the yo-yo going down to make sure that you have enough space around you. Here in my yo-yo room, I do have glass around me, so I have to be extra careful. Good idea to be in a room that doesn't have a lot of breakable items. A yo-yo string should go from the floor up to the height of a belly button. That's the right length for a yo-yo. That ensures that you can get power into your throw, but when you stop at your waist, you're not going to be hitting the ground. Obviously, hitting the ground with the yo-yo could cause the yo-yo to break. It could cause things to happen. You don't want to do that. So we have to determine the string to the right length. If you all have yo-yos, you can actually do it with yo-yo string. The problem is mistakes can happen. So I often recommend practice using just regular string. I have a bunch of kite string here. A great way to do that is to take the yo-yo string and have it down on the floor. And in my case, I bring it up to about the height of the belly button. And at that height, you fold it over right there. That's how tall you're going to want your yo-yo string to be. Well, you tie an overhand knot. It's kind of like how you tie a balloon. You take that loop, you go around your fingertip, and up through. Pulling nice and tight this way, and nice and tight this way. You want to be sure that that loop doesn't get too big, otherwise it won't work for a slip knot. So it's very important to have a nice safe location so you won't hurt anyone or anything. And it's very important to have the string the right height so you're not going to be hitting the ground. Okay, now it's time to learn how to put a string onto a yo-yo. There's many different yo-yo manufacturers out there. If you want to watch a video specifically about how your yo-yo needs to be done, feel free to check that out. Today on my video, I'm going to talk about my 2 main yo-yos, the Manta Ray and the Brain. There are other yo-yos on my YouTube channel and on my web store that you can check that out as well. But today, just those 2 basic ones. And let's start with the Manta Ray. I've got the Manta Ray yo-yo without the string on it. And I've got a yo-yo string. Now, yo-yo string is a special string. It's not like kite string. It's actually twisted upon itself. So it starts at one end, goes to the other, comes back, and it's twisted on itself. One side of the string has a pre-tied loop. That's for you to make a slip knot on your finger. The other side is for the yo-yo. But again, don't tie it on. Don't let your parents tie it on. You loop it on. There's actually 2 strands of string down here that you have to grab, untwist, and pull open into a large loop. So you never tie a yo-yo string on, you loop it on. And with the Manta Ray yo-yo, you have a choice. You can put it on once or 3 times. This is what I mean. If you put that loop on once, it's all set, ready to go for an advanced player to throw sleepers and go around the world. But if you're an absolute beginner, I recommend putting it on 3 times, like this. You open that loop up, and it's like putting your hair in a ponytail. You put it on once, twist, twice, twist 3 times. When you put it on 3 times, it's for an absolute beginner, and it won't sleep. To learn more about that, again, check out my YouTube channel about the Manta Ray yo-yo to teach you how to do that one. When it comes to the Brain yo-yo, putting a string on, you always put it on 3 times. Again, I have a brain yo-yo right here, no string attached. Here's the string. I grab the end that's for the yo-yo, pull it open, and as I mentioned, because the special spring technology in a brain yo-yo, you put it on 3 times. That's 1, twist, 2, twist, 3 times. With the brain yo-yo, it will sleep. It's that special spring technology that makes that one work. So that's how you put a string onto a yo-yo. Now, of course, get it adjusted to your proper height. And now let's make a slip knot. The end right here is a pre-tied loop. Never put your finger in that loop. You have to make a slip knot. And you do that by holding right below the loop, taking your opposite hand and grabbing the string down here. Pinch, lift, and push it through. When it comes through, that part, the part coming through, that's the important part. You need to pinch and pull. And what you've made is a slip knot that will fit every size finger. Kids, you can't have someone make it for you, because if you drop it, it goes back to a loop. And do you put your finger in that loop? No. Always make a slip knot.
Remember, when it's time to do the tricks on step 6, be sure to put the slip knot on your middle finger.
It's time for the pendulum experiment. Oh, no, this trick isn't pendulum. This is called rock the baby. Here is a dizzy baby. But it sure does look like a pendulum. Today for our experiment, you're going to need a partner, a timer, either a stopwatch or a phone that has a stopwatch feature, pen and paper, and of course you're going to want to have a yo-yo, which will be your pendulum, and the string. What a pendulum is a mass, in this case the yo-yo, attached to a fixed point, which will be your hand or your partner's hand holding onto it, and of course gravity pulling it down. That is what a pendulum is swinging back and forth. And what we're going to be counting is something called the oscillation. What an oscillation is the maximum point over here, the maximum point over here, and back. That counts as one oscillation. And we're going to be doing 10 of those today and timing how long it takes to do 10. We're going to be doing this twice. Once with about a 12 to 16 inch string, and once with about a 6 to 8 inch string. It doesn't have to be exact. What we're really trying to do is just learn the difference in how long the string is and how that will affect the pendulum. Today, because you can use your partner's hand, I have a hook actually put into the ceiling back here so I can do this, and that way I'll be able to do all of the work. So here we go. Starting off at about 16 to 12 inches, somewhere in there, I'm going to tie this off right here. All right, now I've got it tied at about that 12 to 16 inch. Get my stopwatch ready. I'm going to hold the yo-yo straight out to the side, and I'm going to hit start. And again, I'm going to hit stop as soon as we get to 10 full oscillations. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I stopped the timer right then. And the number that we got recorded is 12.92. When you do yours, you'll have a different number based on the length of your string. But go ahead with your partner now. You can go ahead and do that, write that one down. And now shorten the string. What do you think is going to happen? Talk with your partner. Okay, I've gotten my string short now. Got my timer reset. And I'm going to count 10 oscillations and see what happens at the time. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got to 8.99 seconds. Record that one down. And go ahead and do that one with your partner as well. Now that you've completed the pendulum experiment, you should compare your and your partner's results to anybody else in the group. See how they're the same, see how they're different. One thing I hope you noticed, that when you have a pendulum, the length of the string causes the oscillation or the period to be longer. The shorter the string, the shorter the period. They use pendulums in a lot of different ways in our lives. The way we see them most often, the grandfather clock, which helps us keep time. And now it's time for the yo-yo tricks. Last two things we have to cover is how to wind a yo-yo up and basic tricks. Well, to wind your yo-yo up, of course, you have your slip knot made, you have the string the right length, you have your yo-yo on the string properly. Well, to wrap it up, put your finger across the groove, go over your finger once, move your finger off to the edge, and then wrap it up. Now, some people think that that loop inside there is going to be a knot. It won't be. If you wrap it up nice and straight, nice and true, you throw down nice and smooth, start with your arm, palm up, coil your wrist, coil your elbow, put your hand by your ear. It's like saying, give me 5. And what you're going to do is you're going to release the yo-yo down, turn your hand over and pull up. So it's throw, turn, and catch. It's kind of like saying, give me 5, then turn on over and catch. That is the trick called the throwdown or the gravity pull. That is the trick you'll need to learn if you are at the wolves, bears, or webelow level. If you're at arrow of light, one more trick has to happen. Either a sleeper, a breakaway, the elevator. Those are all some pretty hard tricks. I recommend going with that sleeper as your next trick as an arrow of light. But of course, then start working from there. Rock the baby. The elevator leads to a brain twister. That's when you start getting really difficult tricks. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I helped you earn your yo-yo adventure for either the belt loop or the pin. Please, again, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. I want everyone to be able to earn this award. Again, I'm Dazzling Dave. Thanks for watching.